Hi everybody, Cindy Utter here with my Artsy Endeavors, and I'm working on my 55 faces, my deck of cards. This is card number 2. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start out with some paint. We're going to paint a background and then we're just going to work it from there. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so for this background we're going to use some Dina Wakley paints. I've got lime and I've got lemon. And I'm just going to start out by getting some paint on our card. And I have to find a big enough brush to do this with. This is not a big enough brush, but that's okay. Let's just get some paint down, shall we? This one's going to be lime. Oops, get back here, you. And as always, I'm going to be covered in paint by the time I'm done. It's just the way it goes. Alright, so we've just got one layer of lime. And you know, I'm not really worried about the background showing through. It's all good, right? Okay. So we've got some lime. Alright, I dried this, so now I'm actually going to take some of this lemon. And I've got this stencil here that I just think is really pretty. So I'm just going to throw down some stenciling here in the background. Hopefully it'll show. Yes, it does. Let's put this here. Just to give it a little bit of something. Nothing crazy, just a little something. Okay, and then I'm actually going to take it and turn it over and use the ghost on it. There we go. Get rid of that excess paint. Okay, so we're going to dry this up, but then I'm going to draw our face and we'll go from there. Okay, so I've got this pretty well dry. Let's see what we can do. What I plan on doing is I'm going to make, and again, this is just practice for me, so let me bring you in so you can actually see what I'm doing. I want to make, let me see here. I always tend to go small, and I'm not quite sure why, but I do. But I just want to play a little bit with sideways. So we're just going to play. I really want her to be looking I want her looking that way. So let's see what happens. Right? Actually, I like that idea. I think she's going to have like a bandana on this time. Let's bring it over a little bit more. Now this one's actually small again as well, but you know what? That's okay. We're just going to play, right? Practice, learn. I need to be able to put some curve here. And I also want to learn to play with, I want to play with the shading more and just practice. Let's see how we can get these faces to look. Now I've decided, since I'm planning on doing quite a few of these, oops, let me back out, faces, what I did is I just cut down a piece of palette paper because I really don't want to keep wasting all the paint on my board. So again, I'm starting out with Portrait Pink. I really don't need a whole lot, and I always end up putting down more than I need. I really liked the last card that I did. I put down some of this I cannot say it. This violet. And I really like that. It's a great little pink to use. This time I brought out some burnt sienna. And let's see what we can do with that. Don't want a whole lot. Just enough. And of course I'm going to use my white gesso and my black gesso. So let's go ahead and let's see what we can do with this gal. I would like to make her bigger, but hey, we'll get to bigger. First thing I'm going to do is I am going to gesso her face. And again, each one of these I do is just practice. It's going to help me learn how to draw better faces, I hope. And I'm also hoping that this will help me work on different issues that I have, such as shading, that sort of thing. I actually want to make so she's got two. So she's going to have a bandana on right here. Right? Why not? Oops. My pencil just rolled into my pretty violet here. Give her a little bit of cheek color just to start off with. Then we'll wipe off the pencil. And I'm going to start going in. Actually, I'm going to start out with this sienna brown. Is that what it was? Burnt sienna. I'll use a little bit of that with a little bit of my white gesso, if you can see here. I'm just going to take a little bit of that with a little bit of my white gesso. And I want to start working on some of these shadings. I'm actually going to have the light coming from this side of her face. So this should be darker, along with under here on her neck, right? I'm also going to take a little bit up here on her eye, and how about over here? And maybe some shadow up along her little hood here. Just a touch here by her nose, maybe a little bit underneath, and a little bit right here in the corner. Right? At least I'm hoping that's right. Alright, so light's coming this way. So now I'm going to go in with the Portrait Pink after I clean my brush off again. I'm going to go in with the Portrait Pink, and we're going to start working on her color of her face. I'm going to take a little bit of that white gesso because I want her I want the Portrait Pink to cover better than it does by itself. I want it more opaque. There we go. Now this shouldn't take too long to dry. So what I'm going to do is go right back in with some more portrait pink. It's not quite as dry as I'd hoped, but that's okay. Now I want to go in with a Stabilo. First I'm going to dry her real quick. Alright, so she's dry. I'm going to go in now with a Stabilo. You can see where I should have done this with a pen. That's okay. This is all about learning, right? Alright, where's my water brush? Right here. This eye looks kind of funky. That's okay, we can work with funky, right? This eye looks quite large. I need to go in with a pen. Come on. Doesn't want to write if it's the least bit dry. I'm sorry, the least bit wet. Interesting. Let's see. I'm going to go in with some white gesso. She's definitely different, isn't she? We got to figure out her name. I don't know what we want to call her. She is number 2. Oops. I got lots of that. I'm playing around here with the palette. I'm just learning is what I'm doing. Learning what color my phone's going bebopper. That's okay. It can just continue to do that. Let's see here. I want to go back in with the white gesso. I gotta turn my phone down, I'm sorry. Alright. Alright, let's just go in with the white. Just so. A little bit here on her nose, maybe on her brow area. Let's take a little bit of the white around her eye here. Wow, she's tiny. Look how tiny she is. But that's okay. I'm going to go back in with my flat brush here. And I don't like how thin her neck is, so we're going to expand that a little bit. She's kind of cute. Her other eye over here, look at this. That's like really messed up. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I think I'm just going to take a very little touch. There we go. Oops. Now I want just a touch of this pink. Let's see if I can get just a touch. I have way too much paint on here, but that's okay. Just want a touch of the white. I'm going to make her lips. Let's do a little bit more. Gonna go back in with the flesh color. Just try to, there we go. So she's got some color underneath, but she's also, oops, I just took some of that black, that's okay. I'm not so sure about her. I'm going to go back in with the... Yeah, see, I shouldn't have put that on there with that Stabilo, because now I'm messing her up. But I guess it's kind of hard doing it this small, huh? It's different, that's for sure. I'm not sure what teacher it was that told me, one of the online classes that I had taken, that said you have to get through the ugly before you can make it to the beautiful. Well, she's right now not in that beautiful stage. I don't think. But then again, what do I know? Give her a little bit. There we go. She's okay. She's not the greatest one I've done, but she's okay. Now I am going to use this violet that I have sitting here, just because it's on the palette. And this is going to be her, I don't know what you call this, bandana. We've got to figure out what we're going to do around her body. So let's take a little bit of this white gesso, give her a little bit more coverage here. She's interesting. You don't want me singing, 'cause I can't sing. Now it looks like hair. We went from having a bandana to having pink hair. I guess that's okay, right? I'm not sure what it is with me and pink hair. Mine's actually purple, so purple and blue. Okay, let's get her in a really frilly. Let's play. Let's play, shall we? We're gonna put her in a, I don't know, one of these things. There we go. She's just got on a frilly top. Why not? Right? Nothing wrong with that. Alright, I'm going to dry her real quick and we'll be right back. Alright, so I've dried her, so she's pretty well dry. Now I want to put some shadow back here. I want to give her some define. So I'm using the Stabilo for that. Okay, and then we're going to have a Alright, let's see, water brush. Let's take black and just give her a little bit more of a define through here. A little bit of a shadow, per se. Just went totally around. That's funny. Give her a little bit of darkness here and there. Actually, I want to take this and I want to go like this. Should I have done that? Probably not, but that's okay. She's got a really long neck, doesn't she? Like I said, some of them may be whimsical, some of them may not be looking real, some are just, I'm just playing and enjoying what I do. Why not? Now I kind of like this right here, so I'm going to give her a little bit more. I like this. I like the way it's coming down. So let's bring this down a little bit. Kind of like her. Kind of. I'll make her nose. Let's give her a little bit more definition on the nose. tips back out a little bit. I'll throw in some, oops, that's not dry yet, so let's do it with the Stabilo. What do you think? Do you like her? She's different. What are we going to call her? I think she's a Jane. What do you think? She's a Jane. She's funny looking. Alright, hold on a second. We're going to figure out what we're going to do with our background and we'll finish her up. Okay, so I've got a couple stamps out here and I brought out my archival ink. This is the Wild Plum. And I've got this stamp here that I think would make a great border for her. So let's see what we can do. I don't have quite enough ink on it. Let's go all the way. Bring her back out. And here we go. Perfect. Now I want to do a little bit more here on the bottom, just to come across. It's just cute. Okay, now alright, I think, like I said, I think we're going to call her Jane. And as soon as I find my white baby wipes, just wipe off this stamp a little bit. What else can we put on her? You know, I have this stamp here, and it says make art. And you know, that's what we're doing. So let's take some archival, let's use black. And we're just going to make art, right? Okay. And I really want to put some type of a flower here or something of that nature. I don't like where I stamped that border right here, so I'm going to take that off. Or not. I'm not. Alright, so we've got this make art. Let me dry it real quick. Okay, now I didn't do this on the first one, but I'm going to do it on this one, and I'm actually going to put her name up here. So I'm using a Spectrum Noir. This one is a DR7. And we're going to put Jane love the smell of those. I still need something else. Let me find another stamp. I want just a little bit more in the background. Something, I don't know, something small. How about a little bitty flower? We can do that. Let's take, and I'm just going to use the very first flower. There we go. Oops, that one didn't come out all the way. Let me see if I can get our double flower. Yep. I know I'm probably going crazy with the flowers, but I like them. I like the flowers. Now what I could do is actually take, that was done with a black archive link. I'm actually going to take this violet that I have here on my palette, and I'm going to take my small brush, my small round brush, and I am going to take the white gesso with some of the violet, just so that it gives it a little bit of a opaqueness to it. And just paint a couple flowers. Nothing fancy, I'm not trying to stay in the lines, yada yada, I'm just, let's paint a couple flowers. You don't have to paint them all. You can leave some as is. Just give a few a little bit of color. Right? Do a couple on the border. Maybe one there, one here. Actually, I think I'm going to do all three of them that's in the border. This one here. And let's do this one here. All right, I think we're going to call number 2 done. Number 2 is Jane. And I hope you like her, and I really can't wait to see what you guys think, and I hope you start doing your own deck of cards and practice. Practice with faces. You never know. And always be kind to each other. Have fun. That's what life is all about. And on to the next one. Until then, happy creating. Bye.